Well, since my last video, I've been doing a bunch of sandblasting. I've got this other side mostly sandblasted, all around where I have to work and put in my panels on the other side, the B-pillar and the sills. Right now I'm just tackling this rust across the back underneath that top hat section. So I've cut it out part way across. You can see it's rusty inside there, but not too bad actually. It's mostly surface rust. The rust was all on the bottom, which is what I'm cutting out. And up here I'm going to cut a little bit wider because there's some rust through underneath the flange, and then a third piece down here and a little repair to do over here because there's a little bit of rust through under the flange on this side, and that should take care of most of the rust across there. The rest of the boot floor is perfect. It's amazing, really. Up here, now this is going to be challenging because with all that rust down in here, so I've got to make a new piece across here, and I'm going to have to get that indentation or whatever you call that. Try and duplicate the original piece. Likewise on the outside. Let's see if I can get on that. Yeah. See this piece here also. So I'm kind of anxious to get onto those. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I thought I'd do some of this other stuff first. On this side, I'm going to have to replace this end of the that floor angle, or at least that's where it sits on the frame. I've got a lot of holes through that, so I'm going to have to replace that. So that's basically everything on the sill on this side that has to be replaced, and I've got to try and figure out what order I'm going to do it in so that I don't leave it complete. I want to keep something joining one end to the other the whole time, other than just my cross bracing. My cross bracing should do it, but I don't want to rely solely on that. Anyway, back over to here. Update. My little minor rust repair here is escalating quickly. The what you can see up in here actually isn't all that bad, but unfortunately the flanges are very badly pitted in between the two layers of metal, and I've got a bit of a hole through right here, and I'm just I'm trying to decide what to do. You can see my my markings there. I was thinking of going a little bit larger with my cutout. I'm not sure that is actually going to do it. I may end up having to try and build that, fabricate that top hat section. That will be quite a challenge on that little break of mine. Again, I'd have to do it in two pieces. But anyway, I'm going to cut this away, see just how bad it is, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've sandblasted everywhere where I've cut it away, and the pitting is quite bad in this area, up to about, I think right up in about here somewhere. And I'm going to replace this piece of the of that top hat section. There's a hole through right there, and it's rusted through right on the on the edge of that of the flange, the top head section there. The rest of it, it's pitted, but not nearly as deeply, and I think it'll all be fine. So yeah, I'll replace a piece of that top hat, and then I'll infill the sheet metal. Still kind of pondering on that a little bit. Okay, I've been working on the repairing the rust underneath the top hat section on the trunk floor, the boot, and I've already patched up here. I do have to go back and touch up a few little spots where I missed with the welding, but that end is almost done. This piece here, I've got to plug weld, so that's why I put the holes in here. So once I put that in place here, I'm going to have to go along, and everywhere I'm doing a plug weld, I'm going to clean that zinc primer off, because I've primed both parts, but I found previously when I was trying to use the weld through primer, I wasn't getting a very good weld. So I'm hoping that by giving it a good place to start, that's going to work. If not, I might have a mess on my hands, but I'm going to give it a try just to help resist the rust inside that member. And I also am going to try and leave myself a few little access points where I can get inside and spray lanolin undercoating or something of that nature that stays somewhat fluid. Same thing inside the box beams and the A and B pillar and all that. I'm going to try and be very, very careful about leaving access so that I can really protect the insides of the box members. Anyway, I'll get on with this, and I'll come back and let you know how it worked out. Okay, this boot floor repair is finished. Look at it from inside the trunk. I'm not sure how well that shows up, but you can see this is the piece that I added in to the top hat section. From there to there. So that's all done. And now I'm moving on. And I've got a whole bunch of spots along this seam. But basically I've made a new piece to weld in there. I'm going to cut this out, then I'm going to take that weld nut, tack it onto the back of this, then I'll weld that in place, then I'll have to rebuild this lip from the cowl. So I'm going to cut it away completely at first. I'm going to weld it in. That's part of the inner fender. And I'll leave it back enough that I can put my replacement flange on. So that's what I'm working on now. And if I just move along, I've got several spots. I've got quite a bit of repair to do up in here. And I think the front's not nearly as bad. Let's see here. I've got a spot to patch there, and on the front cowl itself, and the same up in there. You can see the holes through. So other than right up at the front, this side isn't not quite as bad. Once that's all done, Then I'm going to start cutting away the second sill. It's a real mess. I've got a lot of my replacement pieces made up already. And, oops. The worst of it is up in this area up in here. I still have to make this piece with this recess in it. So I got the first piece welded in. Yeah. So just have to go for it, I guess. Okay, so I've got my cutout. I've made up my replacement piece. I took the old weld nut. I sandblasted it, cleaned it all up. The sheet metal on it was still pretty thick enough, so welded it to my my patch piece, and now I've just got to weld that in. Looks like I gotta opening up a little bit more yet, but that's the general idea. Okay, now there's that nasty bit by the B pillar that's all repaired. I've also done the repairs up at the front. So that's all now complete. Same thing up here. And if you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you come on back, you can watch me. I'll give you a little bit of a preview of my next video. I've got the sill finished, the box being all installed on this side. So the next video will be all about the process of doing that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.